Now we'll discuss the differential phase shift keying. So in the differential phase shift keying, so what is that it is somehow different from the binary, sorry, differential phase shift keying, okay, DPSK. So in the DPSK is the non-coherent version of the binary PSK. Okay, so there is a few features of the DPSK is that some characteristics is that means since that is a non coherent, that means synchronization of at the receiver is not required, and there is a two basic operation at the transmitter. So that means if we avoid the synchronization at the receiver, at the transmitter side we have to combine two basic operation with binary PSK, so it will act as a differential phase shift keying or DPSK. Okay, so what is the change or combination of two function is required? First one is the differential encoding of the input binary sequence. So that means whatever the binary sequence is coming into the receiver, sorry, transmitter, that should be encoded as a differential encoding, and PSK of the encoded signal. That means normal or coherent binary PSK, whatever the bits was coming, based on that we generate the PSK signal. But in the DPSK, what we are doing, that differential encoding we are calculating, and based on that differential encoded binary sequence, we are sending the PSK signal. So these two combination we have to do at the transmitter side for the uh, DPSK signal. Okay, so how that now definitely, so differential encoding is there, so that means some operation is required to do at the receiver transmitter. Okay, so how we do this, basically arbitrarily at the first we take a arbitrary first bit. So suppose we have some bit sequence, but at the first bit we take arbitrarily, and normally it is refer as a reference bit, and that reference bit is not, in general we take 0. Oh, sorry, we take 1. Some case in some people we may take also 0. There is a no problem, but most of the case we take 1, and I will take 1 as a reference bit. Okay, so now in this there is a two part in the encoding rules. First is the if the new bits is 1, then leave the differential encoded symbol unchanged. Okay, so that means suppose the sequence of bits is coming, binary bits is coming, on binary bits input bits equal to 1. So if the binary input bits equal to bit equal to 1, then whatever the previous bit was in the differential encoding symbols we will keep as it is. If that bit equal to 0, then we will change the bit into the means the complementary of the previous bit. So now we'll see how it is working, and then by using examples. Okay, before going to discuss the examples, so one thing we have to understand from there also, the differential encoded sequence, which is denoted by the DK. Okay, and there is a shifted of sinusoidal carrier phase by 0 or 180. So that means if we want to draw the, or if we want to calculate the phase of the carrier signal, so there will be two value, one is 0, another is pi. Okay, so how to get that value? So now if the send symbol is equal to 1, the phase of the DPSK signal remaining unchanged, and if the send symbol equal to 0, then phase of the DPSK signal is shifted by 180 degrees. Okay, now take a examples, so it will clear to you. Okay, so this is a, suppose this is a binary sequence we consider, and binary sequence is denoted by the BK. So in the table we have written first the BK, that's equal to 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 1. So this sequence we have written over there. Now we need to calculate the differential encoded signal from there. Okay, so to calculate the differential encoded signal, we have to take a reference bit, and that reference bit take as a 1. And from there we are getting a another value or another notation, which is delay version, 1 bit delay of the differential encoded sequence, and which is denoted by the dk minus 1. Okay, so that means in the there is a shifting of 1 bits. So now we have that binary sequence, and reference bits we have taken as a 1. So in the dk minus 1, this bit will be moved over there. Okay, so now we'll compare what is the input value. So input equal to 1, so that means there is a no change, so it is 1, so it will be 1. Okay, second case, second bit input bit equal to 0, so whenever the 0 is there, that means there will be a change, so 1 is changed to 0. Again next binary bits equal to 0, so that bit again it will change, so 0 was changed to 1. Next bit equal to 1, so there is a no change, so it is kept as it is. Again 0, that means it will change. Again 0, it will change. Then there is a 1, so no change. There is a 1, no change. So this is the way we can find out the encoded sequence. But in the system, how to get that sequence? Okay, basically as I told, dk minus 1 is a shifted version of the dk, and we are shifting, means that value is shifted over here, so whatever the value will be there, it will be shifted there. Okay, and so on. So now to get that dk value, we can means we can also get the dk value by using these two terms. Okay, and how to get this? If we do the module 2 sum of bk and dk minus 1. What is module 2 sum? Anyone? Module 2 sum is that if both the value is same, then it is 1. If these two are the different, it is 0. Basically, it is a XOR operation. Okay, so now if we look at that, this bit equal to 1 and the dk minus equal to 1, so both are 1, that means next bit will be the 1, so this one will be shifted over here, so that means there is a memory when we'll see the figure for generating. Okay, so from there you can understand how this thing is operating over there. Okay, so now you will just look over there, binary sequence is there, initially value, reference value we have taken 1, so 1 is there, and so definitely that delay value is there 1. So then after delay of TB, it will reach over there, so next sequence is coming over there. Okay, it will do the logic operation and the logic operation of mod to sum. Okay, so then we'll get the decay, and again the decay value will come here and it will appear after TB delay. So that thing is happening over there also. Okay, so that value is appearing, whatever the value in the decay, it is appearing to the decay minus 1. So this value, again this value will shift it over here. So now if we look at this, this is 0, this is 1. So that means in module 2 sum, it will give us 0. So this 0 will go here. So 0, 0. So it will same. So it will 1. Again this one will go here. It is 1, 1. So no change. It is 1. Again this one will go here. So it is 0, 1. So that bits will be 0. This 0 will go here. So 0, 0. It will be 1. This one will go here. And it will compare with this. 1, it is 1, 1, so it is 1. Again it will go here and we'll compare these two and we'll get that. So this is the final, the differential encoded sequence that we will going to send through the transmitter. So this encoded sequence will be transmitted through the transmitter. And what is the transmitted phase? So as I mentioned, told that if symbol 0 is sent, there is a phase shift of 180 degree, and if symbols 1 is sent, there is a phase shift of 0. So remaining same. So now if we look at that, 1 0 1 0 0 pi 1 0 1 0 0 pi 1 0 1 0 1 0. Okay, so now we'll discuss the error probability of the DPSK. Okay, so now basically for the DPSK, what we take? We take our non-coherent orthogonal modulation used now for the DPSK, and for the DPSK, what we are taking? We are taking two successive bit intervals. So basically, if we look at the previous figure, not that one. Just a minute, someone send a message. Let me check. There are 9 bits in the decay term. Okay. So, okay. So, that means, as he told that we are bit sequence of 8 is there, but since there is a referral bit is there, that's why there is a one extra bit in the decay. Okay, so that's why there is a, in the decay there is a 9 bits. Okay, referral bit is there. Now the thing is that when you calculate the value, means suppose we want to generate that value, so in that case we'll see that using the 8 bits itself we can generate that sequence. Okay, at the receiver. Okay, so now I'll discuss the error probability of the DPSK. So basically in the error, for the error probability, yes.
Sir, initial phase is taken as 0.
No, now as I told earlier, over there also, normally this referral bit can be taken at 0 or 1. You can take as your wish, but most of the case, most of the system, they have taken the referral bit equal to 0. Oh, sorry, 1. Very rarely the 0 is used for the reference bit. Okay, so if you take the reference bit is a 0, there is a no problem. You start with the 0. Suppose let's start referral bit equal to 0. So that means this 0 will go here. This is 0. Okay, so that means 0 and 1. So what is should be the output? Tell me. We are doing the mod 2 sum. So that means if there is a bit mismatch, that time it will give us the 0. So that means net bit equal to 0. So this 0 will go here again. So now 0 0, that means same, it will be 1. This one will go there. So now 1 0, that means there will be a 1 0, it will be 0. This 0 will go here, 0 1. So again it is 0. This 0 will go here, 0 0, that means it will be 1. 1 will go here, so 0 1, it will be 0. This 0 will go here, 0 0 1, so it will be 0. Again this 0 will go here, so 0 1 0. So that sequence you will send if you take the reference bit equal to 0. Okay, so it is whatever. Now if you look at that, okay, these two sequence, what is this? This is the complementary of that. Is it or not? If you compare the reference bit 1 and 0, so this is nothing difference, just except the complementary of that sequence. So most of the system, because if you use that 0 as the referral bit, so you need to inform to the means the receiver should be designed as that it will consider the referral bit is taken as a 0. Okay, is that clear?
And
Okay.
for transmitted phase, initially it is taken as 0.
No, initially that referral, that means whenever we will transmit the decay only. So the decay will be
Transmitted phase.
Sorry, your question is
Talking
not clear.
about the phase. Sir, I'm talking about the transmitted phase.
Phase, the transmitter phase, you see that transmitter phase also, if that is how we choose that transmitted phase, definitely there is a change of the transmitted phase. So for when we take the referral bit equal to 0, so we have seen when we are sending 0, then there is a pi of change. So that means it is pi, it will be pi, it will be 0, pi, and so on. Are you getting that thing? So it is also the complementary. If we complementary in the make in that sense, the 0 and pi. So complementary of 0 equal to pi, complementary of pi equal to 0. If we consider that, then if you see when we are taking the reference bit equal to 1, whatever the phase we will get in radian, and when we take the 0 as a reference bit, it will get the complementary of that. Okay.
Okay.
So is there any other doubts anyone have? Okay, so normally for probability error probability of the DPSK, what we do, we normally successive 2 bits interval is used for transmitting the signals. So now to elaborate the transmitted DPSK signal, signal B, suppose this is the transmitted signal, that 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT. So for the fast interval 0 to TB, so which corresponding the symbols 1. So suppose this signal is corresponding symbols 1 and it is transmitted over the interval of 0 to TB. So now in the input symbols of the second interval also 1. Suppose this situation, okay, so consecutive to 1 is there. So in that case, what will happen? So if there is a also second bit interval TB to 2 TB, the symbols on is sending. According to part 1, the DPSK encoded rule, carrier phase remaining unchanged. Okay, so because we have seen there is a 1 is there, again this is 1, then there is a phase shift is unchanged. Okay, no change in the phase shift. Okay, so this is the, we can use the DPSK signal like this. First, we are taking symbols these. This will be the symbols 1. Okay, this is not 0. Some mistake in this book. Okay, so now we have sent this signal in the first interval. Second interval with this, we are sending the same signal because the symbol is G1. Okay, so now second case means that first the symbols equal to 1, but we are sending the zeros bit, so there is some change. So what will happen in that case? So if the second symbols in the previous case, first interval we have taken this signal, second interval the bit symbols equal to 1. Now if we take this for the second bit interval, means TB to 2TB, the 0 was sending. So there will be a phase shift of a 180° or 5 radian. So that means whatever the signal we will get, we'll set that signal. The pi change is there. Okay. So now in that case, we can calculate what is the value of T equal to 2 dB and E is equal to 2 EB. Means 2 bits is sending total the, if you recall the formula of probability of error for the non-coherent. So that is, what was the formula? P equal to 1 by 2 exponential of minus E by 2 N naught. So in the case 2 bits are sending, so that means 2 bit duration we are considering. So E will be equal to 2 EB. Okay. So now we can calculate the BER for the DPSK signal, that equal to P E, that's equal to 1 by 2 exponential of minus EB by N naught. Okay. So this is the value for the your probability of error for the DPSK. Now, if we look at the probability of error or BER for DPSK and non-coherent binary FSK, so that means in the DPSK there is a gain of 3 dB over binary FSK using non-coherent detection for same EB by N0. Because in the binary FSK there is a two terms is there, and exponential of 1 by 2 minus of 1 by 2 indicating the 3 dB. Okay, so that's why 3 dB gain is there. So now for generation of the DPSK signal, so this is the block diagram for transmitter for the DPSK signal. Okay, so what is their input binary sequence? Logic network. In the logic network, basically what we are doing, we are doing the module 2 summation. We are getting DK and we are taking the DK as a delay version of the DK. And what is the delay version? TB, and we are getting the DK minus 1. So after that there is a, what is their binary phase shift modulator. So because as I mentioned earlier, so normally to get the DPSK signals, we require two modification: differential encoding of the input binary sequence, then normally PSK of the encoded sequence. So now if we look at this block diagram, first we are getting the encoded signal, differential signal, the DK, then that DK will be sent through a simple binary PSK modulator. In the binary, this is a binary PSK modulator, amplitude level shifter, then phase modulator, a product modulator is there. These bits will be multiplied with this and we'll get the DPSK signal. Okay. Okay. So this is simple diagram. Okay. Now the receiver, optimal receiver for the detecting the DPSK. So This is the block diagram for detecting the DPSK receiver. So what is there? We have the XP, okay, and there we are using a cos 25 FCT, okay, as a signal. You see, okay, just tell me. We have seen there is a 2 carrier frequency required for the binary phase shift king. So for the binary PSK, how many carrier signal is required? Anyone? Only one carrier frequency is required for your binary PSK. So that's why we have taken only one. And if you recall that there is in the 90 degree of phase shift, Xi IT, and two value we got Xi IT cap. So there is a phase shift of 90 degree. So that's why we are doing that. Okay. So at the receiver, how do you are doing? XT will come, it will be multiplied with the two terms. One is the carrier frequency and 90 degree phase shift of that carrier frequency. Okay, that carrier signal. Then we are doing the integration over T to TB. So that means we are taking the value over there. Then it is going to a delay version of that, and there is a productor is there. Okay. So now similarly it is happening also is there. So delay version, two value is multiplied delay version and this. After that we are adding these two value, we are getting y, and we are now after that there is a decision device is there, and the threshold we consider 0, and if the y equal to greater than equal to 0, then it will be considered as a 1. If y is less than equal to 0, then we'll say it is 0%. Okay. So this is the your block diagram for the DPSK receiver. So there is a little bit of mathematics is there. You can. So what is there? You see that DPSK carrier frequency. Okay, I already told about this. Okay. So now if we consider the 2 points, okay, this is the signal space diagram for the DPSK. So we have considered say two things. There is a phase of 90 degrees change. So if there is a phase change of 90 degree, that means if we consider the cos theta, then it will be the sin theta. Okay. So that means there is a, we know there is a two path is there for your non-coherent receiver. One is the in-phase path and quadrature path. And so from there we can find out the signal space diagram where the received signal points over the 2-bit intervals 0 to 2 TB and are defined. So basically these points are defined by these A cos theta, 2 point we consider A cos theta, comma A sin theta, 1 point, and another point minus A cos theta minus A sin theta. Okay, where A is denoting the amplitude of the carrier. Carrier A over here is the carrier amplitude. Okay, so that geometrically possible from figure this figure, geometrically if you want to calculate the 2-bit intervals, receive measurement of the coordinates xq0. So two coordinates we have considered x I0, x q0. So this is the in phase path. This is quadrature phase path 1 point. Another is equal to x I1 and x q1 for the second coordinate, and this is your second coordinates we have taken, this is in phase path, this is quadrature path. Okay, so now this value is represented like that way. Okay, so from there what we can calculate, we can calculate the vector x0. So if you recall the receive signal, so receive signal basically can be represented by the vector, and two vector we consider s0 and s1. Okay, and what is the n points of that? The n points equal to this and this. Okay, this is the for 0 and this is for x1, two vector. Okay, so now from there analytical we can express from the analytical terms. Okay, go up. Okay, so the expression that there is a statement or binary hypothesis states is there, which is the inner product of this x0 transport into xi positive or negative. So we need to calculate this. Okay, so the time is up. May I go take 1 minute more? I think I should finish it. Okay, so that means two terms we are considering. So if we multiply from these terms, if we do the analytic terms, what we will get? We can express these terms as a this. So it say it is, if this term is greater than 0, it will say 1. If it is less than 0, it will say 0. That means whatever the decision we have taken, that over here. Okay, if y greater than 0, it is 1. If y less than 0, it is 0. So same thing we have taken here and we are representing in mathematical form. So now these terms I have taken some, we are representing this term like this. Can we represent like this? So this term, the whatever the terms in the left hand side, we are rewriting the term as this. So basically we know AB equal to AB, in suppose AB equal to half of A plus B square minus A minus B square. So in that way we represent that. Okay, so now if we replace that terms in this equation, that's, and we are avoiding this scaling factor 1/4, we are neglecting the scaling factor, then we can write this term and we can make that statement. Okay,